After leaving the United States, Annie Suwan and David Toborowsky encountered a shocking cast member from the show 90 Day Fiancé. Following her departure from the United States with her husband, David Toborowsky, the star of pregnant 90 Day Fiancé, Annie Suwan, unexpectedly reconnected with a cast member who had been forgotten in the 5th season of 90 Day Fiancé. The Kentucky guy fell in love with the Thai woman, which marked the beginning of Annie and David's love story. Annie arrived in the United States on a K-1 visa in order to marry David. After David and Annie made the decision to start a family, they became regulars on the show 90 Day Fiancé, which helped them gain a great deal of success. Even though Annie has been suffering with health challenges and personal losses, she is carrying David's baby through in vitro fertilization, IVF, despite the fact that the pregnancy has not been easy for her. In order to travel to Thailand, Annie from the show 90 Day Fiancé and David have departed the United States. Having said that, David had already taken Annie to Seoul for a brief baby moon before anything happened. At the moment, Annie and David are in South Korea, where they posed for a photograph with a person who is already recognizable to them. Ji-hoon Lee, who is well known for his role in the plot that he played alongside Devon Clegg in 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, was standing to the left of David, who grinned. Annie was standing next to David. Ji-hoon grinned slightly for the camera while wearing a black sweater, black track trousers and white sneakers. He was also wearing a fresh white pair of sneakers. In addition, Lee Toborowsky, David's sister, was present in the photograph itself. David expressed his happiness by writing in the caption, "So glad to catch up with Ji-hoon here in Seoul. What an amazing human being he is." In his remarks, David emphasized that Ji-hoon had made the effort to meet them at the hotel. In South Korea, he provided them with suggestions of places to see. On the other hand, David said that they did not talk about Ji-hoon's personal responsibilities. David addressed the fans who were criticizing on Ji-hoon and Devon in a different statement that he made. "That was not something that we discussed," he stated. The conversation that they had about Korea and the things that they ought to see was brought up by David. David and Annie were presented with ideas of his home country by Ji-hoon. In addition to this, David continued by saying, as for Devon and that situation that is between them. David and Annie are the only pair who consistently make an attempt to get in touch with other cast members and meet them. They frequently take fans by surprise by presenting them with photographs of their escapades with other cast members. Ji-hoon came as a surprise to Annie and David, who appeared to have already met the majority of their co-stars from the franchise up to this point. During the 2nd season of 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, Devon and Ji-hoon were not seen again. They will never be seen again. The breakup occurred around the time when the show was being shown in the year 2020, and Devon asserted that Ji-hoon had committed a heinous act against her daughter from a previous relationship. It was with Drusilla, Ji-hoon, and her son Taeyang that Devon returned to the United States from South Korea. She then began a new life with her new partner, Topher Park, when she arrived in the United States. After some time had passed, Taeyang was given a diagnosis of cancer, and Devon stated that Ji-hoon had made no attempt to get in touch with them at any point. While this was going on, Ji-hoon did not post anything on Instagram, so his followers were left wondering about his kid and whether or not he had attempted to get Taeyang to meet him during the difficult times. Ji-hoon has not yet disclosed any information, despite the fact that Taeyang has been declared cancer-free. A possible indication that he is interested in making a comeback is the shot he took with David and Annie. Our opinions regarding Ji-hoon's uncommon appearance in the picture of his co-stars. Before meeting David and Annie, Ji-hoon has not connected with any of the other cast members of 90 Day Fiancé. Moreover, he does not post anything on Instagram, which is another reason why it is fascinating that David and Annie were able to locate him in Korea. If David and Annie were to inquire about Ji-hoon's current relationship with Devon or the concerns surrounding child support, it would be none of their business. As a buddy who was only introducing them to his house, they had the opportunity to meet him. Because Ji-hoon chose to ignore his kid while he was battling cancer, he may have become the antagonist of the story. However, this implies that David and Annie, who are fans of the show, are being evaluated for their association with Ji-hoon.